Hey guys, I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. Let's get right into it. A few days ago, I briefly covered this Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears situation on my podcast show, but I must admit I missed a few important details. On there, I gave an overview summary of the situation, missing some key facts that have changed my original perspective on the situation. In this video, I decided to look in the situation much deeper to find out exactly what happened in the situation and reveal the dark truth about Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. The story is being reported to have taken place like this. Back in 2013, Tiffany Haddish approached one of her friends, who is the mother of the two children affected in this incident, who are going to be going by the name of Jane and John Doe. Tiffany and the mother of the two children were apparently close longtime friends who knew each other from working in the comedy business. Tiffany told the mother of the children that she had a great role for her daughter, who was then 14, for an upcoming commercial she was filming. The mother agreed to allow her daughter to film the commercial with Tiffany. Tiffany then took Jane Doe to a recording studio where she asked Jane Doe to watch a video of a group of women eating sandwiches while making inappropriate noises. I wish I can go more in detail about the noises, but we must obey the community guidelines. After the video was over, Tiffany then requested Jane Doe mimic what she saw in the video while she recorded it. The 14-year-old Jane Doe immediately felt uncomfortable and refused to proceed, which made Tiffany once again instruct her on what to do. Jane Doe claims that Tiffany then showed her exactly what she wanted her to do, with Jane Doe attempting but failing. After it was all over, Jane Doe was paid $100 for her participation and didn't speak about the situation for some time after. 1 year later, Tiffany then contacted the mother of the two children once again, offering them a role, this time for her then 7-year-old son. She told the children's mother that they were supposedly filming a skit for an upcoming Nickelodeon show. The children's mother agreed for her children to once again go with Tiffany and film. This is when things get extremely disturbing. Due to the community guidelines, I will not be able to say exactly what happened in this skit, but you guys can easily Google this information. According to the lawsuit filed against Tiffany, John Doe was used for a skit called Through a P Word's Eyes. The skit that was beyond inappropriate showed Tiffany Haddish leaving her son, who was played by John Doe, at home to be watched by Aries Spears' character, who plays the P word in the skit. Since I can't say exactly what the skit was, I will put it like this. Aries Spears acted as if he really was a P word, using John Doe to play out the scene. They filmed this sketch, which ended up not being for Nickelodeon, but instead landing on a few online platforms. According to the lawsuit, the moment the boy finished filming, he called his mother and wanted to leave. His sister Jane Doe was kept in the basement the entire time. When John Doe got home, his mother called Tiffany and questioned her on what happened, but she claims Tiffany refused to provide her with any real information. The mother claims that when she rose concerns to Tiffany, Tiffany responded by telling her she doesn't think acting is for her son. The mother then goes on to state that she spent a week trying to get the footage of the incident but couldn't. She also claims that she was never aware of the situation until 4 years later when she found an article on a gossip site where they were covering the skit. The mother tried suing Tiffany, but the situation would eventually be handled out of court, with the children's mother receiving $15,000 for the situation. Jane Doe, who is now the legal guardian of John Doe, is suing Tiffany and Aries Spears for what they went through working for them. The mother is not at all part of this new lawsuit, and only the two children, who are now 22 and 15, are the ones suing Tiffany. Now, this is where I was wrong when I talked about the situation on my podcast. In the podcast, I stated that the situation seemed like a money grab since about 8 years passed since it happened, and I was only seeing reports of a lawsuit and not any criminal charges. But I must admit, I was wrong, as it appears that Jane Doe actually wrote a letter to the district attorney requesting that they arrest both Tiffany and Aries Spears immediately. Jane Doe also states that back in 2020, her and her mom filed a police report on the situation, but the police never did anything with the information they provided. Now that I was able to go through all the facts and get a proper understanding of the situation, I can give my thoughts on the whole thing. Now, without a doubt, Tiffany and Aries are both disturbing individuals who, in my opinion, deserve to be in prison for participating in this incident. In my eyes, Tiffany is the reason all this happened to these kids to begin with. Tiffany was the one who provided the children with this opportunity. Tiffany was also the one who gained the children's mother's trust in order to take advantage of that trust. Tiffany recruited these young kids and brought them into this evil situation, and who knows what she truly gained out of it. For all we know, Tiffany could have had these children filming these inappropriate skits for a much more sinister purpose. Tiffany also lied to the children's mother about what the kids were going to be filming. Clearly, Tiffany is the one mainly responsible for this entire situation. What this shows about Aries Spears is that he is indeed a disturbing person who should never be allowed around children. Even if he was so-called acting, what he did in those skits were beyond inappropriate and should land him in a prison cell. What he is seen doing is not explainable by calling it acting. Aries shows just how those in Hollywood truly act when it comes to child actors. The fact that Aries is claiming the entire situation is just a shakedown to try and get money from him is insanity. There's actual footage going around of Aries doing this evil. Something that really stuck out to me and left me thinking is, who were they filming the skit through a P-word's eyes for? What company wanted a skit with this storyline? This right here makes me think that there's way more to this story. According to the lawsuit, the video ended up on an online comedy video platform called Funny or Die, but it apparently wasn't posted by the site, Tiffany, nor Aries. This to me makes this entire thing seem much more sinister, as who were they recording this disturbing skit for? We also see in this situation how those in Hollywood always try to use money to make these situations go away. Tiffany thought that when the children's mother was paid $15,000 that the situation would be over, but she was wrong. $15,000 is nowhere near enough for what Tiffany and Aries did to these two kids. They both belong in a prison cell, including everyone else who was a part of the situation. This entire situation just shows how sick Hollywood truly is. Why would they even film a sketch called Through a P-Word's Eyes? Why would they think this sketch is funny to begin with? The sad thing is, we know this is how Hollywood works. Hollywood is ran by occultists who participate in ritual magic. People like Aleister Crowley, who were known to use children for their ritual magic. This is why we hear of so many stories of evil being done to these child actors while they're working in Hollywood. In this situation, the mother trusted Tiffany Haddish as she claimed that they were close friends for years. But in most cases, the parents just blindly hand their kids to Hollywood. This is what allows these monsters in Hollywood to take advantage of their positions. The fact that Tiffany and Aries are both trying to act like they did nothing wrong is beyond me. At this point, they were both caught red-handed, and instead of coming clean, they're going to continue to deny the truth. These two children have been dealing with this situation for years and have been silenced for years. Thankfully, this situation came to the light and the public were able to know exactly who Tiffany and Aries truly are. If Tiffany and Aries don't go to prison for this, we already know why. The Masonic system protects these monsters and keeps them doing what they do. What's even more disturbing is that Tiffany actually had an entire show where she worked with kids. The show is called Kids Say the Darnest Things, and it was hosted by Tiffany, where she can be seen talking to different kids about many different topics. Knowing that Tiffany was around all these kids day after day, to me, seems very concerning. Who knows how many other kids Tiffany was allowed to do this to? I don't find it coincidental that she would be hosting a show where she's interacting with a bunch of kids when she did something so evil in her past. This is how Hollywood works. This is their secret club, where anything goes and the rules are thrown out the window. These two young kids' life are forever changed, all because they wanted to pursue an acting career. Time and time again on this channel, we're seeing that Hollywood isn't a safe place for children. Parents should never allow their children to work on anything in Hollywood without their supervision. Like I said before, I myself would never allow my child to participate in any of this, but for those that do, please be careful and please stay close to your children and do not leave their sides. Like I always say, we must remember that every day we wake up, our souls are at stake, and we also must remember to help those who can't see the truth find the truth. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I just wanted to give a special shout out to the Truth Movement members. I truly appreciate every single one of you. If you'd like to further support the channel, join the Truth Movement, or you can join me on Patreon, where I drop exclusive videos monthly. The link would be in the description. Another way you can further support the channel is by checking out the Truth store and seeing if you find anything you like. Every purchase you make helps with the funding of Truth Records. The link to the Truth store is also in the description. Also, please leave a comment on your thoughts on this video and on any future topics you would like to see me cover on my channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified of future videos. If you like this video, please leave a like as it helps other people find these videos. You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram and follow me there. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.